This story begins during a difficult time for the people of Israel. They had turned away from God, and as a result, they were living under the control of their enemies, the Philistines. Life was unfair, dangerous, and full of fear, but even in this dark moment, God had not forgotten his people. There was a couple who could not have children. One day, an angel of God appeared to the woman and gave her surprising news. She would have a son, and this child would be special. God had chosen him before he was even born. The angel said the boy would be dedicated to God for his entire life. He was never to cut his hair because his strength would come from God, not from himself. This child's name was Samson, and he would begin to rescue Israel from the Philistines. From the moment Samson grew up, it was clear that God had given him incredible strength. He could do things no ordinary person could ever do. But along with this great gift came great responsibility. As Samson became an adult, his physical strength amazed everyone, but his choices often disappointed them. Samson had a weakness. He followed his feelings instead of God's guidance. He was drawn to people who did not share his faith, especially Philistine women. Again and again, Samson ignored wise advice and made decisions based on desire rather than obedience. One day, Samson showed just how powerful he was. When attacked by a lion, he tore it apart with his bare hands. Another time, he defeated many Philistines using nothing but the jawbone of a donkey. These victories reminded everyone that God's power was working through him. But Samson often used his strength for personal revenge instead of God's purpose. He played dangerous games with the Philistines, teasing them and provoking fights. Instead of being a humble leader, Samson acted impulsively and proudly. Eventually, Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah. The Philistine rulers knew she was their opportunity. They offered her money to discover the secret of Samson's strength. At first, Samson joked and lied when Delilah asked him about it, but she kept pressuring him day after day. Slowly, Samson gave in. Finally, he revealed the truth. His strength came from God, and it was connected to his promise never to cut his hair. That night, while Samson slept, Delilah betrayed him. His hair was cut, and for the first time, God's strength left him. When the Philistines attacked, Samson tried to fight, but his power was gone. He was captured, blinded, and thrown into prison. The strongest man in the land became weak, helpless, and broken. In prison, Samson had nothing left. No strength, no freedom, and no pride. But there, in the darkness, something changed. Samson had time to reflect. He realized his mistakes. He understood that his strength had never been his own. It had always come from God. And as time passed, his hair slowly began to grow again. One day, the Philistines gathered for a huge celebration. They brought Samson out to mock him, laughing at the man who once terrified them. Standing between two massive pillars holding up the building, Samson prayed one final prayer. He asked God for forgiveness and strength one last time, not for pride, but to fulfill God's purpose. God answered. With all his remaining strength, Samson pushed the pillars apart. The building collapsed, defeating more enemies in his death than he had during his life. Samson's story ends not with perfection, but with redemption.